안녕하세요. 김원장 인사이트입니다. 오늘은 CNBC 방송에서 기가 텍사스에 방문하여 일론 머스크와 옵티머스 로봇에 대한 방향, 훈련, 그리고 보상 패키지에 대해 단순히 돈 때문만이 아니라고 하는데 왜 필요한지, 그리고 새로운 모델 Y 출시에 관한 뒷얘기를 나눴습니다. 간단하게 요약해드리고 나서 전체 영상을 함께 보도록 하겠습니다. 중요한 인사이트가 있는 금과 옥조와 같은 인터뷰 내용이니 꼭 끝까지 보시기를 권합니다. 옵티머스 로봇의 미래 전망에 대해서 앵커는 옵티머스 로봇이 수십억 대에 이를 때까지는 수십 년이 걸릴 거라고 했지만 일론 머스크는 약 10년 정도면 충분하다고 봅니다. 그는 옵티머스 로봇이 인류 역사상 가장 큰 규모의 제품이 될 것이라며 영화 스타워즈의 3PO나 R2D2 같은 개인용 로봇을 모두 갖고 싶어 할 것이라고 말했듯이 이에 따라서 옵티머스 로봇도 모두가 갖고 싶어 할 테니 수요는 끝없이 늘어나 2030년에는 매년 100만 대 이상을 생산할 수 있다고 전망했습니다. 또한 로봇 학습 시스템에 대해서 사람들이 놀이를 통해 배우듯이 로봇도 자기 놀이를 통해 스스로 학습할 수 있는 시스템이 개발되고 있다고 설명했습니다. 이는 로봇이 다양한 작업을 반복하면서 점차 능력을 확장하는데 매우 혁신적인 방식입니다. 앵커가 상하이 공장 인수 가능성에 대해 묻자 일론 머스크는 그런 계획은 고려하지 않고 있다고 답하기도 했습니다. 일론 머스크는 2018년 이후 급여를 받지 않고 일해왔는데 델러웨어 법원에서 이를 승인하지 않아서 대법원까지 올라간 상태입니다. 델러웨어 대법원의 승인을 통해 보상 패키지를 받을 가능성이 있다고 밝혔습니다. 단순히 긍정적인 이유가 아니라 오라클 CEO 랠리 에리슨처럼 강력한 리더십을 발휘하며 이사의 위협 없이 안정적으로 일하기 위해서라고 말했습니다. 테슬라의 사업 현황에 대해서도 테슬라는 최근 모델 Y의 새로운 버전 출시에 맞춰 글로벌 공장 시설을 재정비했습니다. 이 과정에서 전 세계 공장이 일시 중단되었으나 이는 장기적인 경쟁력 확보를 위해 중요한 조치입니다. 모델 Y는 현재 전 세계에서 가장 많이 팔리는 자동차이기도 하고 이걸 성공리에 새로운 생산 라인으로 교체했습니다. 오늘 인터뷰 내용을 통해 미래 로봇 산업화, 테슬라의 현황, 그리고 경영자의 리더십과 보상에 대한 깊은 이야기를 나눴습니다. 지금부터 전체 인터뷰 영상을 함께 보도록 하겠습니다. 중요한 인사이트가 많은 영상이니 꼭 끝까지 보시기를 권합니다.
You said recently tens of billions of robots, but that's decades away.
At least one decade away.
It's got to be more than that.
It's going to grow very fast.
Why do you think that?
I think humanoid robots will be the biggest product ever. The demand will be insatiable.
You said that
everyone's going to want one. It's like basically who wouldn't want their own personal C3PO R2D2?
No,
everyone's going to want.
You've said that, and your goal. You've also said is to produce 1 million robots. I think by 2030. That's what I had you on the record as saying.
I think that's a reasonable target.
And then start towards sustainable abundance, which you can get into. But
yeah.
I wonder. We've been talking about autonomous and how long it takes to train the automobile to be able to be the equivalent of or exceed human capabilities. But what about these robots? To the extent that how much training are they going to need to actually to be able to do various different types of tasks? Isn't that something that's going to take a long time? Yeah.
Yes, it's going to take a lot of compute resources, and it'll take time. I think there's certain threshold breakthroughs that we think we can achieve, where if Optimus can watch videos, YouTube videos or how-to videos or whatever, and based on that video, just like a human can, learn how to do that thing, then you really have task extensibility that is dramatic. Then it can learn anything very quickly. So I think we'll get there in the next.
We're not there yet, though.
We're not there yet.
You're relying on a significant uptick in terms of learning and training.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm calling it a very significant threshold. Would be the ability to learn from watching a video. Just so
right.
But at the point
as opposed to watching a human, right? Which is or having a human sort of train it right now with a task.
I mean. Right now we're training Optimus to do like primitive tasks where a human in a kind of what's called a mocap suit is and sort of cameras on the head is moving in the way that the robot would move to say pick up an object or open a door or the basic tasks, throw a ball, dance, and we need to I think that's needed to sort of bootstrap the intelligence so you can have the basic functions. Then where I think it gets very interesting and very much like humans is that you want the robot to self-play. Right. So you say, how does a child learn? Well, a child has toys, and a child plays with the toys, plays with the blocks, at some point figures out how to put the triangle in the triangle hole and the circle in the circle hole by doing it over and over again. And this self-play, once you have a lot of robots, you can do this self-play, which is that you just put the robot in a room with toys and have the robot, literally have the robot play with toys.
And it will learn.
Yeah. And you have to have a reward function, say like, okay, the goal of the robot is to put, that classic child's toy, you put the circle in the circle hole, the square in the square hole, triangle in the triangle hole, and keep doing it until it works. And the reward function is succeeding.
And there are no advances needed to accomplish that now? I mean, no advances in AI or just compute and things of that nature that can happen?
There are some advances needed, but I don't think these are insurmountable. I think we can solve these things in the next few years.
XAI. First of all, you spoke earlier about wanting more control at Tesla. Would you ever consider merging XAI into Tesla? It would be a way, obviously, they could issue shares to you and conceivably would increase your overall economics. Is that a possibility?
Well, I guess anything's possible, but it would be difficult to speculate about something. Tesla's a publicly traded stock, so...
It is. I would think to get a majority of the minority vote or whatever you might need might be not easy.
Yeah. It's not out of the question, but that would have to be something that the Tesla shareholders would want to vote for. So.
Understood. So, but it's not something you're thinking about doing.
It's not currently there are no plans to do so.
Right.
It's not out of the question, but obviously would require Tesla shareholder support for that.
Another way you could obviously increase your control would be to get that comp plan passed in Delaware, or through the Delaware Supreme Court, or a new one. You haven't been paid, I believe, since 2018.
Yeah.
So where are you
7
on?
years.
Yeah, where are you on?
7 years with zero pay.
Although, to be fair, if it goes through, you're going to have an enormous payday. It'll be fine. It'll be more money than anybody's ever made.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I mean, let's just say that if any CEO of the Fortune 500 were to agree to a plan like the one that I agreed to, you should buy the stock of that company immediately.
Yeah, no, I remember at the time, to be fair, the stock was so far, the targets were so far above where the stock was, and obviously they were met.
Yes.
Is the board working to your knowledge on another potential plan if in fact the one never gets out of Delaware, the Supreme Court rules against the Chancellor's ruling?
I mean, I don't want to speak on behalf of the board, but I'm sure it's on their mind, but I can't comment on Tesla board deliberations.
You said earlier, I mean, you want to stay as CEO. Why not? I've wondered, Elon, given all the heat you've gotten in a lot of ways, why not sort of become like an Ellison-like figure at Tesla? Obviously, you're a lot younger, but still, he's very influential at Oracle. But, he's not CEO and he doesn't get the attention.
He isn't the CEO?
No, he's not. Safra's the CEO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least not in title. That's my point.
I think maybe a better term for... I'm a huge fan of Larry Ellison, he's a good friend of mine. Owner.
Say again?
Owner, I think, would be...
Yes.
He's the owner of Oracle.
Yes, he is. He has a lot of it. Is giving you confidence in the automotive business, or is it all about robo-taxis, as you've been saying, and people can't quite see them behind me, the robots as well?
Well, really, the only things that matter in the long term are autonomy and Optimus. Those overwhelmingly dominate the future financial success of the company. As for Q1, we had a global factory changeover for the Model Y. So there's a new version of the Model Y that came out, which required a factory shutdown across the world. Model Y is the #1 selling car of any kind on Earth.
Number one in the world.
Number one in the world.
Right? I watched your presentation during your last, right here, I think, during your last earnings.
Right. Yeah. It's number one selling car in the world. So, we can't make cars if the factories are retooling. So the right time to retool is the first quarter, since generally that's when the least demand occurs. But we've seen a major rebound in demand at this point. I feel comfortable.
You have seen a major rebound in demand. Yeah. You really believe you have seen that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, for most people,
Right.
I mean, when you buy a product, I mean, how much do you care about the political views of the CEO, or do you even know what they are?